Hey, Zay.
Hello.
Zay, congratulations on third. I'm so sorry that
Thank you.
First charge disconnect was such a shame.
Yeah, and I made a lot of mistakes by the end too. I did not expect to get third place. I thought it was gonna just lose in my second match at max. Yeah.
yeah, no,
I
you
did.
had quite the journey going
A good
through
run.
here. If I can just look back
Yeah.
at things
Yeah,
first.
I kicked it all the way to finals, then unfortunate circumstances in losers finals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically only lost 4 matches the whole tournament.
You were really you I bet you were itching to get that rematch with dude. Uh but unfortunately, yeah, internet connections
Yeah.
are mean and bitter, and sometimes they don't want to go your way.
Yeah.
That aside, my memory is failing me pretty heavily right now, unfortunately. But I do want to ask you personally on some of your feelings about like what was a key moment where you feel like you did something really right in this tournament.
I seriously don't know. I forgot most of it actually. So, um,
Short memory
but I
day.
think I did pretty nice in against yeah, I forgot their name. The person I went first against. It wasn't
Uh,
streaming. But
yes.
then I went against
Charlie
Kikai.
Beta.
Yeah.
Don't look at the bracket.
Um, but Kikai got a lot of bad hands, so yeah. And yeah, I think I did nice in those games. But eventually the pressure got up, and I just
Crumbled.
made a lot of mistakes. And yeah, I don't really remember exactly something specific that I made that I was super happy about. But I think overall I did really nice.
I guess here's a question for you. How many events of these have you entered? Is this your first one?
Actually, it wasn't, but it was, but it wasn't because I entered other ones, but I couldn't really like something came up or my internet got messed up. So I also joined other tournaments. Tournaments, but I didn't really play. But I actually did play on Table Turf Tuesdays once.
So this was your first
But
like
yeah,
proper tournament participation.
yeah.
Technically speaking, this was your first tournament. How do you feel about that? How do you feel it went for you?
I think it was really nice, because I was not exactly prepared. I tried to prepare, but I never actually got this experience of formally, just going to a tourney, a table turf tourney. So, I think I did good, um, considering it was my first official tourney,
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
considering entering more events? Or are you going to try to join the next Baby Jelly Cup and see if you can maybe luck out against the internet this time and claw your way to first place?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
It was really
Uh,
fun.
Alright.
I've got one more question for you that I'm going to shoot. This is more of this is going to be a simple, silly one. If you've got an OC of yours from the Splatoon universe, what can you share a fun fact about them?
I do actually. But they have the same name as me. Just
Aw.
they. Uh,
Hey,
it was actually first just my avatar, but then it became an OC because I started making a personality for them. And basically, they're just a maniac. You know, they completely lose their shit sometimes. So sometimes there's like when in a close battle, if
We don't want
my
to get too
students-
detailed. I know I opened the floodgates, but we
Yeah,
can't get
sorry,
into
sorry.
gushing. We can't get into gushing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's basically it.
That's very adorable and delightful. I know that's how I started making OCs too. So congratulations on that. Zay, thank you so much for joining and participating. Congratulations on third place. And
Thank you, guys.
we'll see hopefully we'll see you in a future thing.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
since
Well,
we
dude
have
is already in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since Dudes is already here, chilling and vibing, and probably wants to go back to doing some big salad hunts. Why don't we talk to the chat?
I'm taking my break because I've been off for 7 hours, but I'm doing good though. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Congratulations on winning BGC.
VGC. Oh, let's. Oh, I thought you said VGC. I was like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, it was good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I had a question on top of my tongue, but I've lost it.
You've lost. I can't believe you've done this. The questions are the most important thing.
Yeah.
So you're. I'm just wanting to make sure I'm getting the identities right, but you're very commonly known as a very proficient Splatoon player. Yes.
Yeah, I recently became a UK champion in what's it called? The European champs. That was like in September, and yeah, I've been playing Splatoon. Like,
Okay.
Since for the last 8 years, so.
Okay, you are that dude. Very cool. How did it feel to play in Table Turf compared to standard competitive Splatoon for you? How did the experience differ for you?
I feel like the difference is, the difference of course is just like the game we're playing. I mean, understandably, Splatoon's a shooter, but like Table Turf, it's basically a puzzle game. I'd say like I am somewhat of a fan in terms of puzzle games. It's not something that like I'd say it's I guess, how do I describe it? It's not something that doesn't feel like out of the ordinary because I play like a lot of Tetris 99 and like I used to. It's not necessary that you play that game competitively, but like I like grinded that game in terms of puzzle game like because I really really wanted to get good at it, and it took me like 700 times to actually like win the game, but like eventually I got like a feeling for it, and it just things kind of just fell into place. But yeah, Table Turf, it's a little bit different of a puzzle game, but it's like it's still the same kind of thing. It's just you gotta figure out how the shapes go together, and yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of like going like past the question here, but yeah, it's just, it doesn't. I wouldn't say it feels too different. It's just like it's just like a different kind of game that you're playing. So
Yeah, no, like I can definitely see that where it's like they definitely nailed a lot of similarities between Splatoon and Table Turf, but there's also like huge differences. Like in Splatoon, if somebody makes a wall of ink, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm just not allowed to go there anymore. You're going to be like, I know I can just paint over your turf, and I'm just going to walk over it and I'm going to beat you up.
of course. It's the same. It's Table Turf has that, except you just put a dynamo down and then there you go. Like,
Yeah.
Dynamo moment.
What? Let's see. What would you feel for people who play Splatoon but not Table Turf? What would, if you were to try to convince them to try out Table Turf? What would you say?
For me, I feel like for them to be convinced, it's just that they have to try it for themselves. Because genuinely, it's not for everyone, because it's two different kinds of genres of games. Like you're playing a shooter or you're playing board game / card game. They're very very different. So I think if it's a thing where like, okay, I played a lot of shooter, the shooter variant of Splatoon, I want to try something else. I want to try to get something good at something else. Try tabletop, because it's different take. It's a different different way you have to think about the game to actually get things going. And yeah, I think it's just another part of Splatoon to just like explore too. So why not explore all parts of Splatoon if it's there for you? So
I mean, you paid $60 to $80. You might as well.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Dragon, do you remember your question?
Yes. I'm actually curious, what made you join BGC today?
So a while ago, I joined the tabletop tournament. I think it was around the time where like you could play tabletop online against other players. I think it was it was like one of Shmeeb's tournaments. And I just kind of
I remember.
yeah, I
remember
kind
the
of
one
joined
you
that
played, right?
I kind of joined that randomly. And I was just like, you know what, just give it a try. We'll see what happens. And there was like 32 players in there, and I came 9th. And I was just like, you know what, this was really really fun, and I would like to play it again. But for me to like understand, because I mean back then I didn't really understand what was going on to like an extent. Like I knew what was happening, but like I didn't know it like as well as I do now. So it was kind of a thing where I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try and figure out a deck and make something happen. And I think I went through like 4 different deck iterations of like the one that I made for today. And I was just like, okay, I wanted to make one that was like I felt very very confident going into a tournament using. So that was basically what that was right there, like after like 3 or 4 months ago. So
During that process, when you revised those decks, what was the big thing that you learned during that process?
I wanted to learn like the thing is about it is just that I wanted to make sure that I had like I could always make space to put a card down on the board, at the same time also take up a lot of space as well. So like I feel like with my deck I have like 6 or 7 cards that are like really really long, so they just kind of stretch like like they basically take a lot of space on the map. And just by doing that it allows you to play more aggressively, but also like allows you to build off like different like I don't know what the word is. Let's just say atoms at this point. Like it's like I don't know, something from science. Like it allows you to like you put one atom down, but you can put like more atoms, so it like makes a huge tree and of a bunch of different stuff. Weird way to say it, but yeah, that's kind of like how I kind of looked at it. Like at the same time too, like I really tried to revise like how big the decks were, but like I wanted to make the decks big enough so that I can still put stuff everywhere, like so I'm not having to pass as much, because I feel like passing, like you get a special, but like you basically lose a ton of putting stuff down on the board. So yeah, there's a bunch of that.
Okay, we're starting to. We do have one more person I want to interview before I have to go. So I'm gonna shoot
No worries,
these 2
sorry.
questions. No, you're fine. You're fine. I do want to shoot 2 more questions at you. I just want quick answers to them both. First question: are you considering entering more table turf tournaments after this experience? Is that something you'd like to do?
100%.
Very cool. And then the last one. Share a fun fact about your OC if you've got one.
My OC, I have a Sonic one and a Splatoon one. So
Pick the Splatoon one. We're at the Splatoon place.
Okay, yeah, Splatoon. Fun fact about it. I look great. It looks great with a headphone or beanie, because in real life I wear a lot of beanies, mainly because I skateboard, and like it's kind of like the look that I've kind of adopted while skateboarding, and that's kind of why I wear beanies.
Nice.
And that's why sometimes my thing wears beanies. So.
All right. Well, dude, thank you so much for participating. Congratulations on securing first place. And we look forward to seeing you more here in the future, if and when
no
time
worries.
allows.
No worries. I'll be definitely be back, but I definitely gotta go back into the drawing board again. So
Yeah.
cool. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining.
Cool. No worries. Have a good one.
You too,
Yep, you
ciao.
Later.
Bye.
And
Last but not least, Trelina.
yes, certainly not least, we have Trelina indeed.
I'm the meme defensive player.
You're the token defense.
I guess. I
Trelina
gotta
plays
build all
every-
that special, even if it means nothing.
Trelina plays tanks in every other game.
It's a really satisfying sound, you know. Hearing that special.
Can't disagree with that one.
So, yeah, I guess that's that's a great opening point for a question. So, what did you learn from this tournament? There were a lot of opportunities where I know they probably weren't seen by you, but like we were like watching and we saw plenty of opportunities where you could have broke through, or you could have set this up, or we could have set that up. And I know the backseat the backseat is always going to just continue rambling and ambling and being like, oh, this is the better play. This is the better play. But what did you see happen in this tournament? And what do you feel like you could have done better?
Well, I probably could have went through some of my decks a bit more. Like, I felt some of them were a bit small.
What's the average size of your deck, roughly?
100, something like 144, 250.
I guess slightly on the smaller side, yeah.
Yeah. I think like I get so obsessed with building special, I kind of get tunnel visions and not really think about taking over opponent's board. I just like put a special, put a block there for me to play special over later, and that's sort of my strategy, really.
It's just the satisfaction of seeing everything click together, and you just hear boing as you get like 50 special.
Yeah.
Can't lie, it is very satisfying if every combo perfectly falls into place.
Now, I do also have. Let's see, what was I trying to say? There was a couple. How did you feel when you set that big shot, and then dude just like dropped a piece that took half of that thing away?
I don't know what else in place at the time, because I feel like, you know, players kept telling, oh, you need to be more aggressive, be more aggressive. So I put the ink vac early, and then I realized I probably should have just trusted my instincts and not done that.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about that, and what we were talking about, is how like the idea was there, but when you're like, what I understand from my not very experienced point of view, when you are trying to be aggressive, there's two conditions that you're trying to meet. You're either trying to scare your opponent into a bad play, or you have the resources to capitalize on the aggression. And that ink vac, unfortunately, I mean, you wouldn't have known it, but he apparently had the perfect card to play right in that spot. So you didn't get to scare him into a bad play, and you had nothing to pressure him.
Yeah, I've been thinking of placing that big shot card, but I don't really know what to put. Like, I don't have the King Salmon cards yet. I've been wanting to get them, but you see, I've been trying to get the shiny hunter thing, whatever you call it, rare hunter. Yeah.
No, the every card.
It's totally
Was it-
worth wasting bits on.
Oh, that one, the 15 level 3
Yes.
cards.
I think I'm like halfway through so far.
Yeah,
Hey,
I can respect it.
Dragon, it sounded like you had a question you wanted to ask? Or something
No,
you wanted
and-
to say?
No, well, more similar, and that little thing with it being aggressive, because I play a little bit more. Like the TLDR is if you go aggressive, you want to make sure you can make a follow-up play afterwards. Because that was what happened with that match with Dude, is you played that ink vac, but you didn't have any place to further it up, so it did roughly, well, it didn't do nothing, but wasn't as effective as it could have been.
Yeah.
One part of
Like-
being aggressive is scaring your opponent. The other part is making sure you can back it up.
I've been trying to redo the River Drift deck, but it's like every time I tweak it, it just becomes worse.
I know
There's
that
something
feeling.
about it that's
So-
like a secret recipe that makes it decent, but I feel something's missing.
It
I
might,
know that feeling so well.
it might, if that's the case, if I were to make a suggestion, it might be time to consider just making a brand new deck for that, working with that new deck for a while, and then maybe coming back to this deck later, and once you've gotten a fresh set of eyes, you can come back and look at it with a better understanding of things.
Yeah.
There's just
Either
a lot
I-
of good cards that are missing.
Yeah.
Mood.
Either that or you go to the deck building channel and you ask for advice if you want any.
I think I heard the kitten. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit distracted.
Yeah,
No
His
problem.
name is Scampy. Oh.
How many tournaments have you entered up to this point?
Since the 8th one,
Okay, so you,
back in June, I think.
how does it
Oh,
feel
that's
to
cool.
be second place?
Oh, finally, I guess.
Yeah,
I feel like I threw winning the tournament though, but I mean, I guess
I
I
mean,
don't know. I made a sweep for a while, so I guess I must have been doing something right.
you gotta throw a few times before you can really set the get the sweet deals. It's a part of life. Like, it's rough, but at the same time, you got second place. That's still really phenomenal. Technically, you got the first place of everybody who gets to participate in future Baby Jelly Cup tournaments.
Is that one way to look at it?
Like,
Yeah,
you're-
well, hopefully next time I'll actually win it for real. You know, and work on my gameplay and decks because I feel like there's something missing.
well, don't be
I
afraid.
mean, I'm obviously doing something right, but I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, don't be afraid to do sparring sessions with others. Ask for advice. From what I understand, this community really likes to help others flourish and grow.
Yeah, I've been distracted by other games and Salmon Run.
Mood.
That's fair.
One last question before. Unfortunately, I'm gonna cut yours interview off a little bit early. I do apologize, but one last question before that.
Mhm.
Fun fact about one of your Splatoon OCs.
I have a couple actually.
A fun fact about one of them.
Okay, I'll go and get the interesting one. So
No gushing.
you know how little buddies like a little salmonid who's came into Inkling Society.
Yeah.
What if it was the other way around? What if there was an Octoling who came into Salmon Society and integrated with them? I mean, he doesn't
that's
have a
cool.
name yet, but I think it sounds like a really interesting potential for a story.
Now I want to gush
That's
because
cool.
I have a friend who has an OC that is actually pretty close to that, and the way he has it set up is really neat.
You can show me, I guess. I don't know.
I'll type it in DMs later, because
Okay.
I do need to get going, and we are going to put an end to this event. Before we say our farewells, though, I would like to remind everybody that the Diamond Bracket is taking place 1 week from now, and that the last invite is out. This tournament is for the most skilled of players of the season, and yeah, we're just looking to spread word, make sure more people are aware. We're looking to fill it up with the best of the best, the cream of the crop. I don't know, I sounded like Wario, but Wario is the cream of the crop. But yeah, so if you feel like you are a phenomenal player, you've got a few good results, and you want to enter this Diamond Bracket, contact one of the moderators or Jack Shaney in the Table Turf Battle server. With that all said and done, I would like to thank everybody who watched this, everybody who participated, Black Rose Dragon,
Yep.
for
Yeah, no, I
commentating
was
this
about to.
entire
Yeah,
time.
I wanted to say the exact same. I have a sore throat to hell.
Yeah, you drink lemon juice or something like while you're
Yeah,
commentating.
yeah,
man.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
grab some ice cubes in a moment.
Yeah, and who else was here that was with you? Bread. Thank you to Bread.
Yeah, Red.
Thank you, Believe, for streaming.
Thank you, meat.
But yeah, that is going to
thanks
do
for
it
streaming anyway.
for the
Yeah.
Baby Jelly Cup. Tune in next time for future table turf tournaments and exciting stuff. Ciao!
Goodbye.
Like